Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. Today we'll discuss about the National Education Policy 2020 NEP 2020 relating to some of the important recommendations of early childhood care and education ECCE. So, friends, before discussing the specific recommendations for reshaping, for formalizing early childhood care education, let us first focus upon, as this is the part of school education, as per the part 1 of the NEP 2020, that is school education. You see, in school education, the new pedagogical and a curricular structure that will be a four stage structure of entire school education system. Earlier it was 10 plus 2 system of education, that was 10 years of school education and 2 years of higher secondary or senior secondary education, that is class 11th and 12th. But now there is a paradigm shift, you can say, a entire change of the school education system so far as the pedagogical structure is concerned. The new system of school education, new structure of school education is called as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system of education. Okay, so it starts at the age of 3 and it continues till the age of 18. Okay, so from 3 to 18 age group, you can say age group of the students, and that will be completed in 4 different stages of education. First stage is called as the foundational stage, second is the preparatory, then third is the middle stage of education, and fourth is the secondary stage of education. So specifically when we focus on the foundational stage, you see this is one of the very important stage of education so far as the early childhood care education is concerned. At the same time, education at the early years of the life of the children is concerned. You see, in the foundational stage of education, this is a 5 years of schooling. That is, you can say, past 3 years of preschool education. In these 3 years, 1 year is Anganwadi, then the second year is, that's called as preschool, and the third year is Bal Vatika. Okay, so this is, you can say, from age 3 to 6. Means when the child will at the age of 3, he or she can take admission in Anganwadi, and at the age of 4 in preschool, and at the age of 5, okay, 5 plus, the child will be in the Bal Vatika. Then after completion of Bal Vatika, you see again 2 years of schooling. Earlier it was in the part of elementary education, that is it starts from class 1 to 8, but 2 classes of elementary education have that has been included in the foundational stage of education as per NEP 2020. Okay, so that is class 1 and 2. So 3 years of you can say nursery education, that is 1 year Anganwadi, second year preschool, and third year is the Bal Vatika, and the fourth year will be the class 1 and fifth year will be class 2. You see friends, this foundational stage 5 years of schooling is concerned, you can say this is, because the name is here the foundational stage, this is the basic education so far as the literacy and numeracy concept of the child is concerned. So that's why this stage is very important. And the second stage, that's called as the preparatory stage, it starts from class 3 and it continues till the completion of class 5. That means class 3 to class 5. Then the further third stage, that's called as the middle stage of education. It starts at class 6 and it continues till the completion of class 8. That means class 6th, 7th and 8th. Then further there is the change of secondary education system. So here secondary education is of 4 years. That is, it starts at the class 9th and continues till class 12th. Okay, so after completion of 2 years in secondary education, that means in class 9th and 10th, there will be a board exam in the class 10th, and one can also take a quit after completion of 10th board. Then after one can continue 11th and 12th also. So what I am saying, that after 10th one can take a quit from secondary education and can join in different vocational education stream also. And if the students wants, they can continue till the 12th board. So this is the new pedagogical structure, new curricular structure, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system of education. Here we will discuss the first stage of pedagogical stage of school education, that is the foundational stage of education. Here you see there is a drastic change that has been observed and that has been recommended in the NEP 2020. That is focusing upon the early childhood care education. You see, this is the research base that we can say, research says that over 85% of child's cumulative brain development that occurs prior to the age of 6. Okay, so most of the brain of the child gets developed till the age of 6. That means in this age of 6, the child will be in a position to understand the language, at the same time to do the small numericals also. So that's why, keeping in consideration of the mental development of the child at the initial stage of their life, that means at the foundational stage, so how to shape our education, how to provide instructional input to the child. Okay, so you might be knowing that at the early childhood care education, especially at the nursery education, you will find that the pedagogical methods, techniques and strategies, maxims that we use to deal the young child, to deal you can say the small kids, by implementing or by practicing varieties of activities and by dealing them in play way method. Okay, means when the child will do something, when the child will play, and at the same time they will learn, means directly they will not learn just like there is a curriculum, there is a textbook, just like in a formal school system. And further, to focus upon the specific pedagogical practices which is being practiced in the early childhood care education, that we can say that early childhood care education ideally consists of flexible, multifaceted, multi-level, play-based, activity-based and inquiry-based learning, which is which comprise of the alphabets, language, numbers, then counting, colors, shapes, indoor and outdoor play, puzzles and logical thinking, problem solving, drawing, painting and other visual art, craft, drama and puppetry, music and movement. Here you see a varieties of you can say learning activities, learning experiences for the young child, for the young kids, that has been proposed in the NEP 2020, when a curriculum will develop for dealing the early childhood care education students. So here you see to deal the child in a very conducive atmosphere, in a very play atmosphere, by providing different types of activities, okay, hands-on practices. You see how to shape education. And you see early childhood care education, so far as the present practice is concerned across the country, you will find that mostly the teachers are getting trained, or the curriculum or the syllabi that has been developed and practiced in different schools, which is mostly localized in nature. Okay, it means any school or any organization, keeping in consideration of the mental and other developmental aspect of the child in this age, they have developed a type of curriculum, and that curriculum they practice in their school. But you see, in NEP 2020, here sufficient care has been given. Okay, a drastic change has been suggested that how to formalize the early childhood care education. Because you see, if the foundational stage of the child, so far as their education is concerned, if it is not strong, then you can't accept that they will do this cannot be expected that they will do better in future, means when they will move to preparatory stage and the middle stage and further secondary education. Okay, so every stage is having its own importance. So far as the literacy, means the language development is concerned, language acquisition skill is concerned, at the same time the numerical abilities is concerned. Okay, so that's why here in NEP 2020, this has been specifically mentioned that how to formalize this early childhood care education and how to train the teacher also. So earlier, this is the practice that a little training, maybe by any organization, maybe by any schools, the teachers were getting trained and they were dealing the preschool education students, okay, the nursery students. But now, the recommendations that has been given, just like a national curricular and pedagogical framework for early childhood care and education, that's called as NCPFECCE, National Curricular and Pedagogical Framework for Early Childhood Care and Education, that will be developed by the NCRT, National Council of Educational Research and Training, by the year 2021. Okay, you see, the NCRT will develop National Curriculum Framework for School Education. Okay, that is you can say from class 1 to class 12, taking in 4 different stages, and further this responsibility has been given to NCRT by NEP 2020, that NCRT will come forward with a national curricular and pedagogical framework for early childhood care education students also. Okay, so here care has been taken that how to develop a national curriculum, and keeping in consideration of the concept of this national curriculum framework for early childhood care education, different state will also develop their curriculum for dealing the preschool children. Okay, so this is, you can say, a very good development so far as the early childhood care education is concerned, preschool education is concerned. And further, for providing training to the teachers, specific recommendation given that the teachers or the candidate, those are having at least 10 plus 2, you can say 2 board pass, means those have passed 12th class at least. So a 6-month training will be given to them. Okay, so those are having a degree or a 12th pass certificate, so they will get a 6-month training program on early childhood care education, that is 6-month certificate program on ECCE. And you see how they will get the training. So mostly this training will be conducted online, maybe based upon any mobile application or by using the Swayam Prabha television channels. And for the practical activities, of this of the teachers, those are pursuing the 6-month certificate program on early childhood care education. So their practical activities will be conducted in the you can say CRCs and the BRCs. Okay, the cluster resource center and the block resource center. So means the practical activities that they will perform, or which is part of their training module, training curriculum of early childhood care education, that will be practiced and that will be evaluated in the BRCs or at the cluster resource centers, CRCs. Okay. And further, another recommendations that has been given, the candidate who are not 10th, 12th pass, but at least a 10th pass, at least a 10th pass. So for them, 1 year, you can say a diploma program will be developed. Okay, they will pursue this 1 year diploma program, and this diploma program will include the literacy, numeracy, other aspect of content knowledge areas and pedagogy. Just like I was talking about that, how to deal the early childhood care education students. Okay, the young child, the you can say before beginning of the formal education. So what type of knowledge, what type of experiences they're supposed to develop. So keeping in consideration of their mental development and development of other activities. So how to deal such group of children, the early childhood care education children. So two recommendations are given for training of the teachers, that is the 6 month certificate program and 1 year diploma program. 1 year diploma program is for those group of candidates, those group of teachers who are not having at least a 12th pass certificate. They will pursue a 1 year diploma program, and those are having a 12th pass certificate, so they will go for 6 month certificate program. And mostly these two programs, certificate program or the diploma program, will be conducted online, okay, by using the DTH, by using the DTH channel, by using the Swayamprabha channel, and the practical activities will be conducted at the CRCs and the BRCs, block resource centers. So friends, you see, this is expected that now the localized curriculum that is being practiced by the organizations, by the schools. Okay, so further a very good curriculum, a learner-centered curriculum, a constructivist approach best curriculum will be developed by NCERT for the early childhood care education by 2021, and basing upon that curriculum, training packages will be developed, online training packages will be developed for providing intensive training to the teachers so that they can deal the learners. So this is expected that in future the early childhood care education will take a very good step, and the young child will get adequate understanding, adequate knowledge relating to language, relating to literacy, and relating to numeracy also, the numerical skills. And further, these skills will very much helpful for them to understand when they will enter you can say in the preparatory stage. Okay, that means in class 3rd, 4th and 5th. Every time you will find that the transitive period is somehow difficult for the learners. That means from the foundational, when they will enter from the foundational stage to the preparatory stage, and further from the preparatory stage to the middle stage, and further from the middle stage to the secondary stage. So that's why the earlier stage of education, the learning experiences that the learner have acquired in the earlier stage of education, that help the learner in the subsequent stage. So that's why friends, NEP has given its recommendation, and further we have to wait and watch. We have to wait for a few months to get a new curriculum framework, especially for the early childhood care education, and accordingly the training packages, the online training packages will be developed. At the same time, curriculum basing upon the national curriculum framework, the teacher will transact the curriculum to the students, and this is expected that a very good result will come forward in future. Okay, so far as the early childhood care education is concerned. Thank you.